Bringing up a breaking round, there's some breaking news coming to the top of this bulletin. 20 people involved in the tableau of a Dussehra procession were crushed by a speeding car. All were taken to Pathalgaon Civil Hospital for treatment. One person died during treatment in this accident. A condition of many injured is critical. Extremely shocking pictures coming in from Chhattisgarh, where a car mows down all of those who are part of this Dussehra procession. And look at this, those who are standing next to the tableau. These are just minutes, frame by frame. We are showing you how this vehicle mows down all those who are part of that entire procession. Of course, later we see these videos of how that vehicle was vandalized, but extremely shocking pictures coming in of pedestrians, particularly those who were part of a Dussehra tableau procession, were mowed down by a speeding vehicle. Extremely shocking and disturbing visuals coming in there from Chhattisgarh. Over 20 who are believed to be critical in this accident that has taken place. What was the reason? Who was the driver of that vehicle? And how did this incident take place? These are some questions that certainly deserve answers. But at the moment, we're looking at these shocking pictures coming in from Chhattisgarh, where in fact a vehicle has mowed down 20 individuals. More details awaited at the moment of who really was behind this incident taking place. So extremely shocking pictures. If we can just recap for our viewers: 20 people believed to be injured, one of them dead, several of them critical is what we are told, after this absolutely shocking incident of a vehicle mowing down several of those who are part of a Dussehra tableau. So this is the information coming in as far as the video. As you can see on the left side of your screens, you can see it frame by frame of the moments when that car rams into the SUV rather rams into the procession of those part of a Dussehra tableau. On the right side, you can see pictures of that vehicle later when it was ostensibly vandalized by those who perhaps were absolutely enraged with this incident having taken place. So those are the pictures that are coming in at the moment. The vehicle, the SUV, ramming into the crowd, and several of those unsuspecting persons who are part of that procession becoming the victim of that vehicle being driven irresponsibly. What really were the circumstances? How did this happen? Initial reports of some intoxicating substance possibly or reportedly being found inside the vehicle are also coming to light. For the moment, we will of course wait for official police confirmation before we can put out these reports, but that's the information coming in at the moment. What really transpired over here, what really led to this kind of a absolute shocker of an incident. Similar pictures of course were seen recently in Uttar Pradesh's Lakhimpur Kheri as well. That time it was a procession of farmers. This time of course it is a procession of those who are taking out a tableau as part of the Dussehra celebrations. That's the information that we have coming in. How did this actually happen? Who was responsible for it? Extremely unfortunate incident in which one person has died, several others injured, of whom many are said to be critically injured at the moment. This is in fact the shocking video coming in from Chhattisgarh at the moment, where the car has rammed into a crowd. It has been vandalized later by those who are enraged with this incident having taken place. So extremely shocking pictures that we are bringing to you from Chhattisgarh at the moment of what has transpired as far as a Dussehra procession or a Dussehra march is concerned. Very shocking pictures where a vehicle, an SUV, and the third video now coming in of a fire, ostensibly of the vehicle being set on fire on the side of the road. We will in fact be bringing you more updates, more information as to what exactly has happened, but this is the information coming out at this point of time, where a car has rammed into a Dussehra march. We can tell you that these pictures are coming in from the state of Chhattisgarh, and also of course that it happened at the time that there was a procession of Dussehra that was going on when this incident actually took place. More information at the moment awaited. These are just initial reports coming in of what has transpired as far as this shocking incident has taken place. In fact, this is a vehicle that was speeding along is what we are told, and with this kind of a speed, many of those who are present over there being instantly crushed. The location of this incident is believed to be Pathalgaon in Chhattisgarh. Many of them were taken later to the civil hospital as well. One person was being treated and during the course of the treatment has lost his life. Many of those injured are in a very, very delicate or serious condition is what we are told at the moment. We will of course wait for more reports coming in from Chhattisgarh, but that's the news at the moment as far as the incident of Pathalgaon. Jashpur is the area that we are told where this incident has taken place. This is in fact the information as we have it at the moment. So initial reports of what has transpired: an overspeeding SUV ramming into those who were part of the Dussehra procession. The video showing how the vehicle was vandalized and later set ablaze. Let's go across to Govind, who's joining us for more on this. Govind, take us through the details of this incident. ये actually क्या हुई थी वहां पर? दशहरा का एक प्रोसेशन था पत्थलगांव में और ये ओवरस्पीडिंग गाड़ी, this overspeeding vehicle rammed into the persons who are gathered as part of that procession. Later this vehicle was vandalized and set ablaze. Do we know who was the driver of that car?
Madhav, at very first sight, it's quite a heart-rending video. We can clearly see, and it has recalled the incidents of Lakhimpur Kheri also similarly. But there was the different matter. Here is a different matter. यहाँ जो मेला चल रहा था दशहरे का, मेले के अंदर गाड़ी आने की परमिशन कैसे मिली? फिलहाल कुछ ही देर पहले की घटना होने की वजह से ये जानकारी पूरी तरह से नहीं मिल पाई है, लेकिन पहली नजर में देख सकते हैं कई लोगों को ये गाड़ी कुचलते हुए आगे निकल गई और मेला का ये एरिया है जहां ये घटना घटी है, तो काफी हार्ट स्ट्रेंडिंग है, दिल दहला देने वाली ये घटना है। जसपुर इलाके में एक 4 व्हीलर मेला इलाके में आती है जहां दशहरे के मेले में शामिल दर्जनों लोगों को कुचलकर आगे बढ़ जाती है। फिलहाल कई लोग घायल होने की खबर मिली है, भगवान न करे किसी की जान गई हो। तो ये काफी दुखदायी घटना छत्तीसगढ़ के जसपुर में घटी हुई है।
जी, और गोविंद, इसके अलावा कुछ डिटेल्स अभी तक आ पाई है कि गाड़ी किसकी थी, कौन इस गाड़ी को चला रहे थे, और तरह तरह के रिपोर्ट्स आ रहे हैं कि गाड़ी के अंदर किस किस तरह के पदार्थ पाए गए थे?
देखिए, कुछ ही देर पहले की ये घटना है। पुलिस ने मौके पर पहुंची हुई है और पूरी तफ्तीश कर रही है कि इस गाड़ी में कौन लोग सवार थे। सुनने में आ रहा है कि जो लोग उस गाड़ी में सवार थे घटना के बाद से ही मौके से भागने की कोशिश की, जिसमें से कुछ 1 या 2 लोगों को भीड़ ने पकड़ लिया है और ये जानने की कोशिश की जा रही है गाड़ी किसकी है, ये गाड़ी में शामिल लोग कौन, इस गाड़ी में बैठे हुए लोग कौन थे। तो कुल मिला के फिलहाल कुछ भी कहना जल्दबाजी होगी, लेकिन पूरी तरह से एक नजर आपकी दुखदाई है जिसमें लापरवाही भी सामने आई है और प्रशासनिक लापरवाही भी कही जा सकती है, क्योंकि मेला इलाके में कोई गाड़ी को प्रवेश कैसे दे दिया गया।
और गोविंद, सीधे तौर पे मैं आपसे पूछना चाहूंगा, ये कहा जा रहा है कि गाड़ी में भारी मात्रा में ड्रग्स पाए गए, क्या ये रिपोर्ट सही है? Govind, if you can hear me, we are told that drugs were found inside that vehicle. Can you confirm those reports for us, please? Or I think we've lost that line there with Govind. We will try and reconnect with him, but this is in fact a very, very shocking incident that has been reported from Pathalgaon in Chhattisgarh, where a vehicle reportedly carrying drugs. At the moment, these are just reports coming in, this in fact is the picture, the moment when the vehicle actually hit people, mowed them down. Several people in fact getting injured in this particular incident as well. All right, I believe we have the DM of Daspur, Mr. Ritesh Aggarwal, with us. Mr. Ritesh Aggarwal, can you tell us the circumstances of this incident, when it took place, and who really is responsible for it? Has the driver been identified yet? All right, I think we've lost that line there with Mr. Ritesh Aggarwal. We will try and reconnect with him, but that's the information coming in at the moment. Over 20 people seriously injured as a result of what has transpired. In fact, one of them even succumbing to the injuries that have taken place. Several of them critically injured at the moment. And the minute it happened, absolute pandemonium at the particular spot. People caught up with the vehicle, slowed it down and stopped it, after which the vehicle was vandalized. Those inside the vehicle managed to get away is the initial report coming in. We will of course have to see whether the police was able to nab them later, and of course after the vehicle was vandalized, it was also set ablaze by those who were unsuspecting victims of this entire incident that had taken place. The car ramming into the crowd there, and you can see those pictures from yet another angle at the moment, where in fact at this Dussehra Mela, where people were gathered. this vehicle literally rams into the crowd and mows down over 20 people, leaving those who were bystanders absolutely shocked and mortified. So that's the information coming in at the moment as far as this particular incident being reported from Chhattisgarh's Pathalgaon is concerned. Information coming of those persons who were injured, over 20 persons injured with this speeding vehicle, several of them critical at the moment, and more information coming in. One of them, of course, has succumbed to his injuries. That's the information coming in at the moment. Information also coming in of the possibility that this vehicle was laden with drugs. That's the information that is coming in at the moment. And also, in fact, the fact that the vehicle was initially stopped. Look at those pictures. Just look at the way in which that vehicle literally mows down human beings. It is absolutely unimaginable how somebody could have driven through this area at such a high speed. Very reminiscent of what has transpired in Lakhimpur Kheri. Circumstances very different over there, but at the moment, no explanation coming in. I don't know if anything can explain how a person could drive at such harsh speed or such a high speed in such a crowded area. Certainly an extremely irresponsible act, and not surprising there that immediately enraged those who were gathered at that location, and then they chased that vehicle, stop it down. It is vandalized, of course, later and set ablaze as well. Well, certainly the questions will arise as to whether the driver should not have been handed over to police. Absolutely shocking pictures coming in of the manner in which this vehicle drove through a crowded area at such a high speed, knocking down over 20 people who were in its path. That is a very, very shocking video indeed. We will try and get you more voices from on ground, but that's the information we have at the moment as far as this incident that has taken place in Chhattisgarh is concerned. Over 20 people who've been injured in this shocking video that has now come to light, that has brought out the truth of what really happened over there. This is, of course, the video 2 that you see on the screens is of the vandalized vehicle later after people caught up with it, and the third video that you see, the video 3, is of the vehicle that has been set ablaze in Pathalgaon. Now, this is during a Dussehra procession that this entire incident took place. It was a mela in that area, is what our reporter Govind is telling us, where the persons were gathered, and it is at such a crowded area that this vehicle was driven at such high speed, indeed raising some serious questions as to what really had transpired. Reports also coming in, though not yet confirmed, of the possibility of drugs being laden in that vehicle. We can see some packets that are there. Of course, it remains to be seen if the authorities can confirm the presence of drugs or any kind of contraband inside this particular vehicle. Were they being chased? Were there anyone in that vehicle who had perhaps consumed these drugs? Those are questions that certainly come to mind at this point of time, but we will have to wait until we get the answers from the police as far as the circumstances of this particular incident are concerned. Shocking pictures indeed that are coming in from Chhattisgarh of an incident where a vehicle has mowed down those who are part of a Dussehra procession. We have seen how those pictures, you can see on the video 1, frame by frame, how the vehicle literally mows down over 20 people who are in its path. Absolute shocker of a video that shows how the vehicle has been driven through, and certainly those who are responsible for this have to be punished. There is absolutely no question about it. This kind of a deliberate act cannot go unpunished. We will, of course, try and... All right, there's information coming in of a doctor who has spoken out as far as the condition of those injured in this incident is concerned. Let's listen in.
सर बताया जा रहा है 3 लोगों की और मौत हुई है सर, क्या कुछ हुआ है सर, क्या अपडेट है?
अस्पताल में जो है एक बॉडी को लाया गया था, यहाँ पे जो है एक की डेथ हुई है और 16 लोग और अदर हॉस्पिटलाइज हैं, जिसमें से 2 लोगों को जो एक्सरे कराया गया है और फ्रैक्चर है, उन लोगों को रिफर करने की प्रक्रिया जारी है।
सर बताया जा रहा है 3 लोगों की और मौत हुई है सर, क्या कुछ हुआ है सर, क्या अपडेट है?
अस्पताल में जो है एक बॉडी को लाया गया था, यहाँ पे जो है एक की डेथ हुई है और 16 लोग और अदर हॉस्पिटलाइज हैं, जिसमें से 2 लोगों को जो एक्सरे कराया गया है और फ्रैक्चर है, उन लोगों को रिफर करने की प्रक्रिया जारी है।
सर बताया जा रहा है 3 लोगों की और मौत हुई है सर, क्या कुछ हुआ है सर, क्या अपडेट है?
अस्पताल में जो
All right, that is a doctor, in fact, who's giving us details of the condition of those who were injured in this incident. Let's go right back to Govind Gurjar, who's joining us for more on this. Govind, take us through the latest reports coming in from on ground. Have you been able to speak to the authorities? Reports coming in of contraband being found aboard that car. Can you confirm all of this?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a religious rally was carried out in this region where this accident occurred, and now police has just taken whole matter in the investigation that who gave the permission to this car to enter in that Mela area in Jashpur district of Chhattisgarh, and whoever were riding this or who were riding in this car and who was driving this car, whole the matter police is investigating. But it's quite disappointing that dozens of people, more than half, 1.5 dozen people got injuries in this accident in which this car hit more than 1.5 dozen people together who were the part of that religious rally. So this is quite of unfortunate incidents and quite heart-rending incident took place in Jashpur district of Chhattisgarh, where more than 1.5 dozen people were hit by this car. At very first sight, it's looking quite a ferocious one in which number of people were injured. But now this whole matter is in the investigation. Those who were injured, they have been taken to the nearby hospitals for treatment. But one casualty is being reported that one person has lost the life in this whole accident. But this is quite of unfortunate incidents took place.
Well, absolutely, Govind. My question is, as far as the contraband or drugs being found on board the vehicle, any confirmation on that? Did you ask that question to the police or district administration authorities?
Yeah, absolutely. This is what we can understand. Few minutes ago, this whole accident occurred. Number of questions will be raised that whoever are responsible for organizing such rally and whoever are the organizer of this whole Mela area and how the permission was granted to this car to enter in this Mela area where this accident occurred. So this is quite of unfortunate incidents took place in the Jashpur district of Chhattisgarh. But this is whole matter is in the investigation now.
Yes, and any further details about the condition of the injured? We were told that one person has died. How many of the 20 injured are in critical condition?
Yeah, in an overall estimation, we can understand that in very first sight, we can see in this whole picture that around 1.5 dozen people were affected with this accident, and one person is quite critical, taken to the hospital where maybe the information coming that one person has lost his life in this accident. But this is quite of unfortunate, and now a number of questions will be raised and asked to those who are organizers of such rally and who are the manager or who are having responsibility of managing this Mela area in Jashpur.
Well, absolutely. In fact, some very, very serious questions that will have to be answered, Govind. But at the same time, the identity of the driver, that is also a very, very important question. Are we any closer to knowing who really was behind the wheel when this incident took place?
Yeah, at very first reaction we have got from police, and we just getting it, and police is saying that this was a kind of accident. Accidentally, this whole incident took place there, and maybe what was the specific reason? Whether brake failure is the reason behind it, or some novice was driving this car. This is whole investigation matter. The police is investigating all this, but the priority is just to save the life of those who are who made this accident. And at very first sight, we can understand quite of ferocious incidents took place there in Jashpur district. We can clearly see, and now the police is investigating whole matter that whoever are responsible, and the action will be accordingly taken. The police personnel sharing the information is still quite a preliminary information that this car was driven by a man who was a somewhat novice driver. That's why he couldn't just manage his driving in a proper way, and he hit more than 1.5 dozen people together.
Okay, and this incident, what time did it take place, Govind? Any information on when it happened, and how much time did it take to actually move the injured to the local hospital?
Yeah, it's told that this accident took place half an hour ago, and just after this whole accident pictures were got viral on social media, and because this incidents recall us the pictures of Nakimpur Kiri, but we can understand there was the matter different. But here it's being told by the police personnel that a kind of accident occurred there, and now police is as this whole accident took place a few minutes ago. Now police is investigating whole this matter, that whoever is responsible and what was the specific reason that this picture comes in for that such accident
All
occurred.
right.